Esta es una presentación especial de Promo Estéreo.
No te despegues. Iniciamos.
Hello, my friends. Good morning. Happy Monday to you. We're starting a beautiful week, fresh and early, and it's important that we can start with a grateful energy, with a lot of inspiration and motivation, to get all of our goals this week, and know that it is so important that we can start, with this motivation in the mornings, where we practice being grateful, for all the things that we have, for all the things that we can enjoy in life, for all the things that we have experienced, for all the beautiful people that are around us. It's amazing whenever we can practice, this beautiful principle, in the mornings about being grateful, because you start in a positive way and you start your day this way. And I believe if you are grateful in advance for all the things that are going to happen to you in advance, I believe it's a good way to know and be positive and trust and hope for the best, with a lot of faith that it's going to happen. Because that is what you're manifesting, to the universe, and that it is possible. And well, I don't want to get out of conclusion to our great program. I want to welcome all my listeners, all my viewers, all the people that are tuned with us here this lovely morning with Promo Estéreo. As you know, this program is called On English with your friend Coach Adolph. We are 100% in English because our main purpose is to invite more and more our community in Mexico City and throughout the country, nationwide, to start to listen to English, to start to pay attention to English, to be familiarized with English as a tool of life. It's not about just, I have to do it, Know that it is a tool, just like all the other tools that you have in Spanish. You have one more tool called English, and that tool you empower it and you polish it all the time, so that you can use it whenever it is needed, and you can be on English, like the name of our program. Try to be on, what you think, to be on in Spanish and in English or in any other language that you speak. To be on more is to be ready to serve. And for me, service is one of the greatest things that we can do to express our greatness. So for me, inviting my coachees, my students, to practice more every time, to know concepts, how to get your goals. And today is not the exception, because I want to tell you that whenever we have more and more concepts of life, that gives us the opportunity to really have more opportunities. That gives us the opportunity to feel more empowered. That gives us the opportunity to keep educating ourselves and getting to know all the possibilities that we can have to create a great life, and express ourselves the best way we would like. And today I want to talk about this concept that I studied about maybe 5 or 6 years ago here in Mexico City with a great teacher, a great professor from the UNAM, from the university, the most popular university in Latin America. It's one of the most important institutions of Mexico, the UNAM. And the name of this great teacher is Cesar Alanis. And he invited and he made a workshop for teachers, for directors, for managers, for doctors, for leaders. And this great workshop was done in 2 days, you know. It was done on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And I recall that it was about 80 people. It was a big auditorium here in the center part of Mexico City on Insurgente Sur. And it was an amazing workshop because I learned about things that I didn't know. And I have used them since I got to know them. And every time that I have the opportunity, I try to transmit it and use it in my projects. And with each and every one of my students, I talk to them about it. And we're talking about all the intelligences that we can have, or they're called capitals. Mr. Cesar Anis presented them as capitals of the mind. But I also heard it from a great psychiatrist from Spain, from Madrid, Spain, Mr. Enrique Rojas. He spoke about it as well, and he said about the importance of this intelligence. And it's the intelligence of intellect. And it's very important for us to know how to think, for us know how to talk, for us how to understand, how to grasp information, how to understand information, how to connect with information, you know, how to capture information. And the only way we can do that is with intellect, intelligence. And how do we get intellect, intelligence? By reading, by researching, anything we want to accomplish. So for me, this capital or this intelligence is so important because, you know, many times, you know, we go to school, yes, we go to school and we learn new things and we get a career, but many times we stop learning. You know, and whenever we stop learning, we start to have a deficiency, a lack in that capital or in that intelligence. You know, we start to be limited. And whenever you're limited, you don't feel powerful. You know, and I know that many times a lot of students would like to speak English, but many times their intellect is so limited in English, you know. Many times we just listen what they tell us. You know, we only use what is outside. But today I want to invite you with this capital, which is called intellect, intelligence, for you to go inside, for you to shift and go within you. And know that within you you have great powers. One of them is called willpower. Whenever you want something, you have to want it from inside of you. So if you really want to speak English, if you really want to be bilingual, you have to go from inside of you, not from outside. Not lots of people many times check the outside and then make decisions. But I will tell you, as a linguistics, as a coach, I always go first inside of me, you know? And when I go within me, there are more possibilities to solve whatever obstacles or challenges or situations I'm facing outside. So it's very important for us to have this intelligence always potentialized, you know, always nurtured. And know that we have to, little by little, read more, listen more, you know, take more workshops, you know, get to have chats, gatherings with people that know things, you know. Get closer to your grandparents and ask them questions. Get closer to a coach, you know, and talk to that coach and see what that coach can see that what you cannot see of yourself. You know, and it's important for us to always nurture this capital or this intelligence, which is called intellect. The more you know, the more cultural educated you are about life, about anything that you would like to know. There's a lot of people that many times don't feel that confidence or that trust in themselves. Why? Because they are not nurturing that intellect capital. And it becomes like a domino effect. I call it a domino effect. One of the intelligences that we are not nurturing affects the next one. And whenever we start to get to know them, familiarize with them, and use them, and making them part of our life, and anytime that we have a situation, we can check with those intelligences. They are not just one. Let me tell you and share with you another one. This one is called emotional intelligence. If we want to have good emotions, we need to have good intellect. There's people that sometimes cannot control their emotions, their feelings. But if they don't have good intellect, how can they control their emotions and feelings? So you see, one affects the next. And for me, it is important that we use these intelligences or capitals in this project of English. So it's important for us to know that we have 4 abilities, that we have to listen a lot in English, that we have to read a lot in English, that we have to speak a lot in English, that we have to write a lot in English. But the most important that I would transmit is that we need to share. We need to express ourselves in English too. With the amount of English that we have, it's not about being, a perfect person. It's about having that lovely personality, to be that humanity person, to go about in life and expressing the best of him or her, in a communicative way. And communicative way means body language, facial expressions, sounds, a smile, your energy, your rapport, your connection with the people, with your empathy, all of those things, with your respects, with your values, with your principles, with your security, with your self-love, it's a bunch of things. But all of those things are part of our intellect, intelligence. And for me, it is important that we know these capitals or these intelligences. Another one is called time intelligence or time capital. We cannot rush. There's people that buy all of those marketing publicities out there that in 6 months you're bilingual, or in 8 months you're bilingual. Nobody can say that. It depends on every individual, because everybody has their own intelligence, their own way of learning. We're not the same. Every person in this life is unique, and everybody has their own code. And I cannot tell you that my code is the same as you. Imagine that I tell you that this is like this and it has to be like this, then where are you? Where do I put you? So we cannot be like that. We have to know that we have to check which intelligence we're going to use to get this goal. Maybe it could be visual, kinesthetic. Maybe it could be auditive. We don't know. Maybe it could be musical. Maybe you learn English by listening to music. Maybe by socializing with people, with communicating with people. There's people that have a good spirit, a kind heart, and they can communicate just with their warmth, and they can learn that way as well. There's people that have from Mexico that have been to America, and they never went to school. But because they wanted to get their dreams and their goals, and they were kind people, they were respectful people, they could socialize around with people, and they started to listen, and they started to repeat, And they started to notice that with their friendliness, with their eager to grow, they learned the language. And it was easy for them. So we have a lot of ways to learn. And we should not think that we are limited. As I said, don't focus outside. Focus within you. Find it within you. If you don't get it in one occasion, try again. But as I said, you have to use your inner powers. You have to reason and say, well, I tried it this way, but this is not the finale. I'm going to find another way. So I reason, and I start to empower myself with reasoning. Then I start to use my imagination as another faculty of the mind. So all of these things are so important for us to know. And in our intellect, intelligence, it is very important for us to start to teach ourselves to investigate more, to research more, to educate ourselves more, to get to know more things, and it's important for us to also find the right material. If I'm going to learn English, well, I'm going to find the right books, or the right audios, or the right teacher, the right coach, the right school, the right time, the right attitude, the right energy. All of this is part of it, and make sure that it makes sense what I'm going to study, what I'm going to focus on, so that it can be something good, that I know that it's going to give me the results that I want. But, many times we just take for granted that what experience we had in the past or in one trial, that it's definite. And I want to tell you today as an inspirational and motivational coach, nothing is definite. Nothing. What is definite is pure consciousness, where there is nothing and everything at the same time. And whenever we connect with pure consciousness, we start to understand that everything is possible if we really, really believe in it. So, for me, it is a great honor, it's a great opportunity to have this platform on this great radio station, this new, modern, innovative radio station that today is connecting more and more people in Mexico, that is right there on your phone. It's right there in the palm of your hands. And that you can say, wow, this was not possible before, to listen to a coach inspire me and motivate me to speak English as my second language, to be bilingual, to have more opportunities. And who's inviting me today to know that there is an intelligence called intellect. Maybe in the past I didn't know it because, well, when I was a kid or a younger person, I didn't pay attention. But today that I am more relaxed, that I am more an adult, that I have a job, a family, I can now pay attention and listen and say, wow, I like this concept of these capitals or these intelligences. And I will share them with you so that you can research them more or just pay attention more to them. The first one is called intellect, intelligence. The next one is called emotional intelligence, or we call it, the emotional capital. The next one is called caring, affection intelligence. And this one is so important as well because not a lot of us use it. We have to care and be kind and affectionate with ourselves. We need to wake up every morning and check how we feel. We have to pay attention if we are suffering for external situation or circumstances. And this capital is important because you should not feel sorry for yourself. You should feel happy for yourself, strong for yourself, love for yourself, inspiration for yourself, motivation for yourself. So if you don't have that attention, that affection, that care, maybe that is what is affecting you. The next one is called time capital or time intelligence. The right time, in the right moment, with the right amount of practice. If you don't practice enough, if you're not patient, if you're not consistent, you're not giving the right time. It's like when you plant a seed. You cannot force it whenever you want it. You have to know that only time is going to make that seed reap you the fruits that you want, the opportunities that you are looking for. The next one is called physical capital. Our physical is not our body. Our physical capital is how we move. Our physical capital is our energy. Our physical capital is our attitude. Our physical capital is how we focus our attention, how aware we are, not a body. A body is not who we are. It's how we move our energy. Like they say, emotions in motions. So it's very important that we pay attention to emotions, my friends. The next one, which is very important, is called spiritual capital or spiritual intelligence. It's very important for us to know who we are. It's very important for us to not lose that capital or that intelligence. We are powerful. We are greatness. We are perfect the way we are. We are love. We are strength. We are courage. We are discipline. We are inspiration. We are motivation. All of that is included in spiritual capital. It's not about religion. It's not about telling you are this religion, you are that house, you're that. No. It's about knowing that we are one. It's about knowing that whenever you win, I win. It's about having a big heart. It's about having big empathy for people, for the life, for the world. And these intelligences or capitals are so important that we put them into practice. So check your intellect, check your emotions, check your physical capital, check your time, check your spirituality, and make sure that these capitals are always nurtured. And whenever you are having a situation, you can check which one is affecting me right now, and you can just make reflection and say, I think it's this one. I think I don't have enough information. I think I'm not practicing enough. I think I'm not believing in my greatness. I think that my intellect is affecting my emotions, and my energy, my body doesn't move the way I want it to move. And I don't see my results as much as I practice. All of these things are so important, my friends. And today I'm talking about this because not a lot of schools talk about these things. Not a lot of teachers talk about these things. People just go directly to the books, directly to the grammar. And for me, it's not just that. For me, it's about showing, teaching, guiding a coachee how to think, why to think, what to think, my friends. And let them do it by themselves. I cannot do it for you. I cannot do it for them. I can just be by your side, encouraging you, motivating you, telling you that you are great, that you can do it, that you have a third eye, or a fourth ear, or a third ear, or that you don't see something that I can see. That is what we coaches do, or what we teachers do. We see things that you don't see, so that you can create a much better version of who you are, of the great person that you are. And I'm so thankful to Orb Network. I'm so thankful to Promoestereo, to all the people that make this platform and these programs available to you, our listeners, to you, our family, to you, our community, to you, my friends, to you, my family, to you, anywhere that you're listening to us. Thank you so much. Hope that this can be a seed that can be planted in your heart, and that it can create and produce great opportunities for you. And that whenever you are looking for a great teacher, a great coach, that you can contact me directly here on this platform. Or you can send me a WhatsApp. And know that, we're here to help one another. We're here to share our talent, what we love to do. Because what I do is my calling of life. And I believe that all the people that come to this great place, the Urban Network community, are people that are connected. It's like a magnet of good energy that brings all of these people, or all of us, together as one family, as one world, and we use one another in the good way, in the good sense. And that is what life is about. It's about using one another's energy or light to create a bigger light, so that we can have more light in our world, so that we can see brighter. But always remember that the greatness lies within us. Don't forget that. It is within us that we create the greatness that we can see outside. So whenever you know that you can speak English, start to desire it, visualize it, feel it, and emanate that energy from within you. Okay, my friends? Start to tell yourself every day, I speak English, I know English, I am bilingual. And every time that you can, and you remember, just say some words in English as your mantra, as your affirmations. Just call out the things and show life that you have the control. Because that is what life wants, that you are in control, that we are all in control of our life. Because when you're in control of your life, you become an open person, a flexible person, a nice person, a person that people love, appreciate, a person that people can see value in you. And that is what I believe that all of us are. And, well, I just come here humbly every Monday on English to share my knowledge, to share my wisdom, my studies, my researches with you guys. And know that, it's not about perfection. It's about giving the best of us with our heart. We're going to continue here on English every week, bringing concepts like this, talking about these things. As I said in the past programs, listening is one of the key, most important abilities to learn a language or to learn anything, because it is information and it is intellect that goes straight to your memory. And whenever you start to use it, it becomes part of your lexic, part of you. So I encourage you guys to start to practice more listening. And every Monday that you come here and you tune with us, just know to be tolerant, Just keep listening. Try to understand the whole concept. Try to understand the full idea. If you don't get a word, a phrase, some pronunciation, don't worry. Keep learning and try to understand what Coach Adolph is talking about. What is he transmitting about? And you make your own conclusion, your own perception. And I bet you that after you have finished listening and you make your own resume, you will learn or you will understand at least 60, 70, or 80% of what I said. You know why? Because it's not just about talking. It's about connecting. It's a psychological way of expressing, way of connecting, way of talking, way of educating, because you have to feel good when you listen to this. You have to feel happy. You have to feel inspired and motivated. If you don't feel it, well, don't listen to it until you have another time, and you say, okay, let me open myself. Let me listen to Coach Adolph. And open yourself without judgment, without criticism. And whenever you do that, you will teach yourself something new. Not me. You will learn something about you to be more tolerant, to be more open, and that will help you in many other ways. So we need to start to practice more. And as I said, I have a good meaning of the word key. Key means keep empowering yourself. But to empower yourself, you need to keep educating yourself. And to keep educating yourself, you need to keep enlightening yourself from inside. And to keep enlightening yourself from inside, you have to keep expanding. Because expansion is true consciousness. Infinite consciousness. And that is what we're talking about. English is just a tiny, tiny, tiny little challenge that you have today. But it doesn't need to be a challenge if you change your perception about it. It can be a hobby that you can start to shift that mindset, and you start to do it every day more and more in a happy, loving way, and you will get faster results. Just remember, there is a process happening within you that is called plasticity. So the more you do it, the more emotions you put into it, you produce the right chemicals that you need, and you start to structure yourself in that nice, kind way of doing your English, and then you start to function that way. Okay? So there are many, many, many possibilities, many ways to get this goal called English speaking. And I know that you will get it now, because we're here not to teach you only. We're here to coach you as well. Remember, we cannot do it for you. We give you the concepts, and today that we have the internet, Google, YouTube, you can just click in the concepts that I will share with you that you need to know, and you will find on Google or on YouTube a bunch of ways to do the same thing. And you are going to create your style, your authenticity and uniqueness of how you want to speak the verb to be. Not my way, your way. All I will tell you is that, wow, it sounds good. That's a unique way. That's your way. I love it. And that is what we coaches do. We keep applauding you. We keep walking with you. We keep telling you that it is your right to do it by yourself, in your way. Imagine that a teacher tells you that at school. Do it your way. No teacher tells you that. It's the teacher's way. It's the school's way. Es la forma de la SEP aquí en México, con todo respeto. You know, it's not the student's way. And for me, it's about your way, and only your way. You know, because it's your life. It's your project. It's your opportunities. It's your way to connect with life. And you have to know that. So, keep the traditional way, but know that there are bunches of ways to do it on the internet today. And that you can find your own way and do it your own way. And feel inspired every day that you can do that. Because that is how I became a teacher. That is how I became a life coach. That is how I became an international conferencist. And that is how I became a practitioner of neurolinguistics programming. My way, my friends. So, I hope that this beautiful program, this lovely Monday, this first Monday of the month of June 2024, where everything is changing, where everything is starting new again, I invite you to get this goal. Get this goal that will elevate you to the next level of your life. And remember, you don't have to start with it physically. You can start with it mentally, emotionally, from within you, by visualizing and by producing the emotions and the feelings from within you. And that is a beginning, a good beginning. All right, my friends? Remember, you can contact me by my WhatsApp at 5526979616. And you can also send us a message here, you know, through our webpage, which is www.orbpromo.com. You can always send us a message here. Or we also have our, you know, our webpage and all of our Facebook, you know, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all of our platforms available, you know. Remember that we have our programs from Monday to Sunday. So keep in tune, you know, to our programs all day long for you to keep learning about a bunch of great opportunities that you can learn and you can keep learning to be greatness. Okay? May you have a great, great day. All the best to you. I send you my love. I'm your friend, Coach Adolph. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next Monday. Happy day to you. Goodbye.
Espéranos la próxima semana. Escúchanos por Promo Estéreo, donde la estrella eres tú.